Hi, you kids and cadets. Welcome back to Tommy Time. Appreciate you coming out. Having a successful day today. Everything I've touched has turned to gold, and I can't believe it. Some days just plow through like they're unbelievable. And then there's some days where anything you touch, it's a catastrophic failure. So, working on this Honda HRR2162 Sam David Alpha. So this one here is my metal scrapper, the Cuban guy. He was here recently. He wanted me to try to fix this. He had dropped off the Honda, and then these two Echo powered 2-cycle. I got an edger and a weed eater. Just noticed the weed eater's missing the bump cap, so I got to try to find that. I knew about the plastic missing here with the switch. I knew that was messed up, so I figured $5 for both, I think, is what I gave him. No, what did I give him? 10. Yeah, I think I might have given him $10, 5 each. Anywho, he wants this fixed, so I messed with it today. I'm nearly done. It's later in the day. Like I said, I've worked on a couple projects and had a fantastic day, just keeping myself going with a little motivation here. If you knew Tom the twin, I need another twin to help me fix some of this junk. Where's my twin? So they're lying to me over here, but I'm going to drink some coffee anyway, iced coffee. So this thing fired off with a shot of Happy Juice. This is a 2007, I believe, emissions control. It's got the carburetor, which sandwiches in behind this metal plate. This metal plate has all your springs. It has the linkages for the manual choke. I kind of don't like these older style. This metal plate comes all the way over here. You fish the carburetor behind the plate, and then you fish these 3 bolts to hold it all together. So drain the carburetor. We had 2-cycle fuel in the tank. It looks a little dark here because I used it as parts cleaner. The outside of the car was all dirty and crappy. I just submerged it in here and used my daughter's toothbrush to clean it out. That's why this looks a little darker, but it was 2-cycle fuel. The engine oil is a little wonky. I think it might be old 2-cycle. It's really thin and odd looking. It may be well used 2-cycle oil. So I gotta address that if it starts. So I'm gonna get this down on the ground and show you the underside. Blades are rough, but there was some tin damage here, and it was rubbing against the axle, taking power away from the axle. So I took a hammer and banged the sheet metal away from the axle, and I think that's going to help if this thing runs. Put a couple of hose clamps on this side of the hose because I hate those little wire clamps that are on these things. These typical Honda style little wire hose clamps are for the birds. So we'll put this thing down, fuel it, and I'm hoping my gold day continues. There was no cover on this, I believe. I grabbed this off a dead machine I got from the scrapper that delivers. So let's keep going on this. Somebody's already messed with it. They've put thick, heavy grease on the wheel adjusters, and they've greased up the axles already. Can you see that? The axle grease. So if this thing starts and moves, it's going to be the best day today. Okay. This one I think actually rolls backwards. Sometimes these axles get rusty and these things don't roll, but this one's rolling like a chuck wagon. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Yeehaw! Okay, I got too much stuff here. Oh, I know what it is. I moved the wheels down to make this level on my table. I didn't want it rolling off. There we go. Now we're rolling backwards. Let me show you what's happening. We'll pivot you right there. We'll start fueling it. If it does start, I won't run it long. I'm not confident in that thin oil. So I don't know if the Cuban scrapper found this and he thought it might make him a good mower to use at home, or if he had this himself. I don't really know. Like I said, I can understand maybe 1 out of 10 words and I get the gist of the conversation. He wanted this fixed and he wanted to give me the Echos here for free, but I gave him money anyway for the Echos. Yeah, I think it was $10, 5 each. The other thing that was the deal with this is that when I went to try to start it with him here, the carb was pouring out fuel when I turned the valve on. So I just turned the gas on now. I don't feel anything. The carb had a lot of brown slime in it. It needed to be cleaned. The main jet was snotted up with varnishy old fuel residue, so it did need a cleaning. I had to use a lot of carb clean to break that snot down. Okay, the bottom of the bowl is still drier than a baby's bottom. All we need is for this thing to start. So without further ado, let me walk around you and not in front of you. And try this. Mr. Cluck, make sure this thing starts, or I'm going to make chicken soup out of you. Okay, full choke on the manual handle. Blade control bar is back. Okay, threw a piece of wire real quick up on the bail bar so I could come get you and show you the throttle control works. I had it all the way down to choke to start. I'm not sure what this aluminum wire is. Somebody's drilled a hole here. This isn't factory. When I first saw this, when he unloaded, I thought, oh no, we got a Mickey Mouse special, but it seems to be holding its position without this thing in the way. So chokes all the way down. It had a nice running idle and then slows back here. The wheels engaged, you saw that. There's some meat on the tires still. They're not bald. And I think he's going to be happy with this. I'm going to clean it all up for him. He wanted to know how much when he dumped it off. Sweet old guy. I'm not going to charge him. It didn't take me long. I had the golden jewels on the other repairs. That all went well. So he gets a bonus today. Mr. Cluck helped me out. Oh no, Mr. Cluck is trapped. It's been a while since I worked on one with the manual controls here. It's just not my favorite. Let me roll this over since we got it on the ground. I'll show you the tin screw up. And then I'll show you the other crap that I've got out front. So back here, this whole piece of tin somehow got moved back, and right in there was rubbing the axle. So I took a hammer and a punch and got it where it's free and clear. It's not binding now. It's an old dog, but it's still moving. You can see the blades have seen better days. They're flat. But my main objective was to get it going for him. I got my grinder out. I just may put an edge on it for him, just up in this area. The tip of the blade is where the cutting action happens. So I'm happy. See the grease, the axle grease. Somebody's messed with this thing. Oh, since you're up, I worked on this Honda again today. I think this is one I fixed a while back and let it sit. Now it wouldn't start, and I went through the carb again. I think it was this one. So this is for somebody that I know. They're taking this one with the bag. And this is all the ready stuff. I've got this old rusty Troy built. We had gone through this one. I'm just going to sell it for $120 as is. It's a cheap front wheel drive. Everything works on it. It's just ugly. This Honda powered machine 180 baby 20. We had done all the paint work on this. Lawrence Carroll chipped in on that project. I got that at $140. $140 on this. $200 on the Crafty with just the bag. Somebody commented that's overpriced. I've had interest in it. Nobody's come out. And I'm going to put $100 on this. This is the one where we had the bad coil on it. It's got a China plug in it. Couple of rust spots. It did not have the right bail bar. It had that swinging guillotine, which was dangerous. I threw that in the trash and put the right bail bar on it. And we did a carb clean. So this was the 3-turd carb clean. Coil was bad, and then we had the swinging guillotine. So I figured I'm not going to mess with any of the paint work. This will be the cheapest thing. I got it $100. People are always looking for the cheapest thing. I don't have it advertised. I'm just going to show it when people show up. If they don't like the $140 stuff, this is my $100 shade tree special. Anywho, that's all I got for you on the 2007. Since things are on such a roll, I may grab another piece of junk out of my to-do pile and see if we can squeeze one more repair in. I think we can. Got plenty of sunlight left. Anyway, appreciate you coming out, checking out Tommy Time. Please like and subscribe. Tip your waitress and wait staff. And as always, no clucking around. It's always serious business at Tommy Time. Dealing with small engines and small engine repairs. Junk on 4 wheels is very, very serious. Adios, amigos.